it became clearer and clearer that the communists would take over. And we were very fortunate that my grandmother was living, or my mother's mother was living already in Israel. And her best friend was the mother of the person who was Israel's ambassador to Czechoslovakia. His name was Avriel. And this lady told my grandmother that if she wants her children to get out of Czechoslovakia, she needs to get there and bring them, because the phones and the mail and everything was censored already. So she did do that, exactly. She took a plane and came. And within a very short time, my parents put together what they called a lift, which was filled with whatever belongings they could put in. And by the way, my mother had taken courses in photography, so one of the things they put in there was a Leica camera, because they thought that maybe she would be able to make a living in Israel as a photographer, and a few other very valuable things, because we were well off in Czechoslovakia. But when this thing, the lift, came to Israel, instead of all these wonderful possible resources, there were rags. So on the way or wherever, these things were stolen, were taken. But so anyway, this is what we did to prepare to go. And as I said, because of this terrible experience of flying from England after the war, I developed a very high fever, and they had to postpone the trip to the last plane that left Czechoslovakia for Israel. And the plane that we were supposed to go on was one that was shot at, and it fell over, I think, Bulgaria. And so, you know, that forever was kind of a shock to us, that we could have been on that plane.